this debt, this destruction.
Global news impacts us.
We have to change the way we live. This is why we need independent media.
Cheers and salutations. This is some breaking news that is happening right now. Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden, is set to plead guilty to federal criminal tax charges. This has recently come up on NBC as well as many other social media platforms. Hunter Biden to plead guilty to federal criminal tax charges. Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe 30330, has agreed to plead guilty to federal criminal tax charges, a court filing Tuesday revealed. Hunter Biden also agreed to enter a so-called pretrial diversion agreement in connection with a charge of possession of a firearm by a person who is a user of or addicted of illegal drugs. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. If Donald Trump walks away from this indictment, do you have any idea the amount of political ammunition he is going to use against the Democrats? Hey, Democrats, just a side note. Just a side note, Democrats. Vote blue no matter who. Also, I'm going to be laughing at all of you as you're doing these mental gymnastics, as you're saying that this isn't bad. We've been warning about this and saying that this could potentially happen, that all of this was going to implode. And I just find it so hilarious now that all the Democrats, from the cuck Bernie Sanders to the crybaby AOC to the vote blue no matter who people, I only can imagine just all the tweets and posts you're going to be putting on social media saying how this doesn't matter or this won't change anything. This does change everything. And I've been hoping that this election cycle for 2024 would be entertaining and exciting. And so far, it's still 2023. And I just have to say thank you to above and below, because I won't discriminate. Thank you for making this election cycle the greatest, possibly the greatest one to witness. So grab the popcorn, folks. Chris Clark, Hunter's criminal defense lawyer, in a statement said, with the announcement of two agreements between my client Hunter Biden and the United States Attorney's Office for the District of Delaware, it is my understanding that the 5-year investigation into Hunter is resolved. Hunter will take responsibility for 2 instances of misdemeanor failure to file tax payments when due pursuant to a plea agreement. A firearm charge which will be subject to pretrial division agreement and will not be the subject of the plea agreement, will also be filed by the government. He said, I know Hunter believes it is important to take... I know Hunter believes it is important to take responsibility for these mistakes he made during a period of turmoil and addiction in his life. He looks forward to continuing his recovery and moving forward. Huh. Really? Really? Quite hilarious. Because if we look at this little gem here in the past, I just can't help but wonder, hey, Biden, are you sure your son didn't do anything wrong?
First of all, my son's done nothing wrong. I trust him. I have faith in him. And it impacts my presidency by making me feel proud of him.
So let's see how all of corporate media is talking about this, because it's important to see their perspective, their point of view, because it's the right thing to do after all. Here's our friends at CBS News.
I can tell you, having covered this for several years now, that this is likely to be a very controversial plea agreement, especially with Republicans on Capitol Hill. Over the last few years, not only in the House, but in the Senate, their investigators have raised very serious questions about these business deals with Chinese nationals, as well as this Ukraine energy firm, Burisma, and then more recently.
Whoa, hold on. Wait a minute. We're going to stop right there. The country started with a U. Ukraine. It couldn't be. What? Maybe he's taking the heat off his dear old dad. Let's rewind that again.
Very serious questions about these business deals with Chinese nationals, as well as this Ukraine energy firm.
Huh? Ukraine. I'm sure there's no connection or why we're still in that proxy war. I mean, again, I could be wrong. Just as all sounds a little suspicious to me.
Burisma. And then more recently, we've had whistleblowers come forward. An IRS whistleblower spoke on the record with CBS News, as well as whistleblowers from the Justice Department have gone to Capitol Hill complaining that this investigation has been slow-walked and that standard investigative procedures have not been followed. So this may just be the beginning of the story in many respects. I can tell you
how sad, how sad. But also, folks, it gets better. It gets better because, again, when we look at corporate media, when we see the establishment struggle, I can't help but wonder how the people at CNN are feeling. Because, again, for a long time, outlets like CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, the New York Times, Washington Post, yes, even when they were still relevant, Vice and BuzzFeed, Vox, and all the other rest, were saying all this controversy around Hunter Biden was one big nothing burger. It was nothing to worry about. It's nothing but fake news. Classic Russian disinformation. I am eating this up, and I'm loving every single minute of it.
We have some breaking news coming in. John, let me get over to you.
All right, Kate, thanks so much. The breaking news is this: a major development in the federal investigation into Hunter Biden, the son of President Joe Biden. Let's get right to Kara Scannell for details on this. Kara, I understand there is a plea agreement. What have you learned?
Yeah, John, this 5-year-long investigation now coming to a head. We have learned from new court filings at the U.S. District Court here in Wilmington, Delaware, that Hunter Biden has agreed to plead guilty to multiple criminal charges. I'm going to walk you through this. One of these charges involves, these are 2 counts of failing to file tax returns in a timely fashion. Those are misdemeanors. He's also going to plead guilty to a charge of a firearm offense. This is the possession of a firearm while you are addicted to a controlled substance. Now, the firearm offense is going to be diverted. And what that means is that if he meets certain conditions, that charge will go away. This will be over a set period of time. Otherwise, it's the tax misdemeanor charges that he has been charged with.
Interesting. Hey, Biden, what do you got to say about your son again? Because I think it's very important that we once again be reminded what Biden thinks of his dear old son.
He's a grown man. He is the smartest man I know. I mean, for the pure intellectual capacity.
I'm being evil and mean for no reason, but the thing is, I have to eat this up. Because the thing is, we've been told by the establishment, by the media, that all of this around Hunter Biden was a way to help Donald Trump. Now, let me explain this to the vote blue no matter who people that might slowly start crapping their pants. This, once again, puts more dents, more cracks into the Biden-Harris campaign of 2024. Because now all these things that Donald Trump was saying on the campaign trail in 2020, as well as all the things that we have been saying, independent media has been calling out in regards to just how corrupt and neoliberal Joe Biden is and all of his sycophants are. This gives, again, Trump plenty of political ammunition to fight against his opponents. And corporate media can and will, it will definitely start circling the wagons around Joe Biden. But DNC, superdelegates, you're in a little bit of a tight spot. You have a little bit of a quandary. Yes, here's your quandary, okay? Here's your problem, your little situation. Your old man Biden is going to have to be facing the American public. He's going to have to be taking some questions from the people. Because after all, Hunter Biden is, surprise, surprise, the son of Joe Biden. He's going to have to start taking questions from the press. And if he starts stuttering and stammering and looking like an old man, it's not going to put a lot of confidence in all the statements that the DNC, people like Bernie Sanders or AOC or the entire Democratic Party, for saying that Joe Biden can handle himself in a tough situation, in a debate, or being fielded to ask questions for more than just 10 minutes. And I'm being generous with those 10 minutes because Joe Biden will say, hey, God save the Queen, man. Your president, vote blue no matter who, is weak. He's surrounded by corruption, and he could barely speak for himself or his son. The ship is starting to sink, Democrats. So what's this whole policy of not doing debates again? You sure you want it to be Joe Biden, and by the way, of course, we know that the establishment will try and pick some other hack fraud. What? Who do you have? Kamala Harris? She's not popular. Pete Buttigieg? He's a laughingstock. Beto O'Rourke? All he can do is stand on a table. And if you're going to say Gavin Newsom, listen. The whole country knows what he has done to the state of California. The guy's a fool. Nobody likes him. You got nothing, Democrats. You kept on giving us neoliberal soup, and people are going to be spitting in your face. I'm laughing it up. I also want to pull up this video here as well, just to show again, even my good friends at Morning Blow have to weigh in on this.
All right, we have some breaking news. The Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney for Delaware has reached a plea agreement with Hunter Biden, in which he is expected to plead guilty to 2 federal misdemeanor counts of failing to pay his taxes. Hunter Biden also faces a separate gun possession charge that will likely be dismissed if he meets certain conditions. This is according to court documents filed on Tuesday. Again, we will be following this. The Trump-appointed U.S. Attorney for Delaware.
Why are you saying Trump appointed? Hey, listen, of course. But see, a lot of presidents have appointed a lot of these people. But you're pointing out it just being Trump. I see what you're doing there, Mika. Did Morning Blow set you up? Mika, blink twice if you need help. Mika, blink twice. So let's also talk about what else is happening. Let's talk about what else is happening in here, because, again, I think it's important that we share this tab and show all of you. Again, just in, Hunter Biden will plead guilty to 3 federal charges. This is the document. And so all of you can see it. And because I believe in fairness, I am also going to share this link in the live stream chat, because all of you deserve to know more about it, to be aware of it. And I encourage all of you to gladly tweet it out on social media, and to call out the vote blue no matter who sycophants who go to bat for Joe Biden, who go to bat for the vote blue no matter who mindset. You see, I have said this would happen. I predicted in many ways that this would happen with the Biden-Harris administration, as did my colleague Daniel Upker, as did everyone in independent media, the whole crew of Revolutionary Blackout Network, Jimmy Dore, again, Convo Couch, Nico House, everybody said the same goddamn thing. Biden is corrupt, he is weak, and he will make sure that nothing will fundamentally change. But as I stood corrected on RBN, no, things did change. They got worse, progressively worse. Way to go, Democrats. I can't wait to see this ship sink. And I love it. I love every single minute of it. So, which I have to say again, I want to pull up this video one last time, because, you know, it just warms my heart. How true are these statements again, Joe Biden?
First of all, my son's done nothing wrong. I trust him. I have faith in him. And it impacts my presidency by making me feel proud of him.
Warms my heart. The ship is sinking, vote blue no matter who. And I encourage all of you to tune into Hard Lens Media. It's still 2023. 2024 is still way down the road. Tune into Hard Lens Media to be updated in regards to how this election cycle will be playing out. It's going to be a good one.